Rahim Habaim. Good morning. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Al Hashemika. Kamsamida. Mihaba. And Ni Mihao. What's up? Apostle William McGee here at Fanatic Centra 101. May 5th, 2017. San Antonio, Texas, where I'm always at, standing in my elaborate speaking area. Sounding proof area that I can actually sit in and talk to you a little bit about some things. Let's go somewhere today that I haven't been. Okay? Let's talk about terrorism. A lot of times, we're always hearing the news telling us about the terrorists are doing this, and the government is telling us that the terrorists are doing this. But who are these terrorists that are doing all these things? Who are they? Now, you always heard me say, some are good for fighting and others are good for dying. But sometimes, you need both. Now, based on the GDPs of various nations, okay, some nations have a good GDP. They have things to trade or sell, and others have no GDP, but they do have a form of GDP when it comes to expendable people. And these expendable people can be used as terrorists at the leisure of Frankenstein. Frankenstein goes around creating monsters, not for our benefit, but for his benefit. Who is Frankenstein? Frankenstein controls the horizontal as well as the vertical. What does that mean? What is the vertical and what is the horizontal? Now, Frankenstein will use many tactics to control the horizontal as well as the vertical. I'm above your head. Think about a television set, the old one. Television set, not a high definition, high def TV or any of those. Think about when the thing would go sideways and the picture would go, and you had to turn something to control that. And when it rolled up and down, the horizontal, when it went up and down, you turn a knob to control that. Well, let's go to the United Nations. Let's go to the House and the Senate and the Lords and the Commons in England and all the governments where decisions are made. Now you have in the United Nations the horizontal, those that are sitting along in a horizontal line, and then you have those that are sitting in the horizontal line, but they are in the vertical. They have the power to control the horizontal as well as the vertical. They have the power to speak vertically as well as horizontal. Now, there are certain countries that call themselves the G7. This is the G7 of the United Nations. The G7 are the global, the original guys, the 7 continents, the major players. They can speak both horizontal and vertical. Now, the smaller ones that are in the United Nations that come in later, your third world countries and all these other dudes that are added and found to be worthy to be in the United Nations, they are on the horizontal plane. They can only speak horizontally across the board. They can't speak. They can't speak vertically unless they yield, or all of them come on one accord and speak. Try to speak to those that are on the vertical line. We're talking about America. We're talking about Europe, major players in Europe, the major ones. Okay, Russia and all these big boys, the big one, China. I said we were going to talk about terrorists, right? Terrorism. We're still talking about it because we have to promote terrorism in order for us to get money to fight against a force that we created our own selves. Excuse me. Frankenstein, like I said, creates monsters for his benefit and not yours. Why do you think monsters are created? They keep people or countries intact, or they make them move to certain things or do certain things that they wouldn't really do. Now, back in '74, Ronald Reagan and a few of the billionaires that were back at the time created the Trilateral Commission. And they also created a book or a report that was called Crisis in Democracy. They needed to look at the major players, Europe, Japan, and America, where democracy was more prominent than any place else. And was there actually a breakdown in democracy? But in order for you to look at those areas, you have to go into, have the social people, the head guys, the ones that specialize in social psychology, regarding government infrastructure and how they have a major play. And see, government infrastructure is not just government. We're talking about everything that goes with that government. Schools, colleges, the people, the government, the city managers, the city governors, and everybody, and the city mayors and all. How does that play in having them conform to the rest of the world? Now, France. See, people don't know that France is a powerful nation. France made Germany. Germany didn't make France. France made Germany, because without France, there is no Germany. It's called the Franco thing, okay? The Franco agreement. But see, France made Germany, okay? And then France turned out to be, and that's why everybody heads to Paris, because France is more liberal than any other democratic nation in Europe. Paris. Everybody's there hanging out, having a good time. But when it comes down to policy and decision, they're weak. They like to play both sides of the fence. And that's not good when you're going to be part of the United Nations, when you are a major player, when most of your bureaucratic mumbo jumbo comes from France. They need France to be on the up and up. Now, in order for you to make France do something, then you got to know something about France. That's where crisis in democracy comes from. You see, there's always somebody sitting in the background trying to figure out how to make you do something that you would not normally do. And when you're not normally doing it, they want to know what makes you tick. Here's something that everybody sees when they sign in on their Facebook and they're on their page. It says, "What are you thinking?" What are you thinking? Why? Why do they ask that question? You could say, how are you doing? But see, they want to know, what are you thinking? Really thinking. Because they're monitoring everybody who are not thinking like they are. They're monitoring everybody who's not thinking like they are. Everybody that gets up every day has to be in a certain mode. Happy. Or loving, or this or this. Whatever the standards and the morals that they have created within the bubble. And the bubble is not here in America, but around the world, like we just seen the movie called The Circle with Tom Hanks. That everybody has to be happy. That everybody has to be on the same accord. That everybody has to be... And you're worried about looking for the guy with the pitchfork. And the flames and the horns. Worried about his son, the Antichrist, being on the earth. Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore, because the one that's sitting in the White House, the one that keeps doing this, throwing up these 3 6s, he can't do anything without throwing up 3 6s. Now everybody else is throwing up 3 6s. They've been throwing up 3 6s all along. He's sitting right where he's at. It started over there with Blair in England, throwing up his 3 6s when they were having the fight with Iraq. Regional building, smart cities and smart grid cities and green economic spaces, and all this is all part of the New World Economic Order. And the terrorists, like I said, the ones that they're after, they claim to be after, blowing up stuff and all that, all part of Frankenstein's distractions to bring about chaos here in America and abroad. You see, when I control the horizontal and I control the vertical and the horizontal, that means I'm controlling countries in the United Nations, in the European Union, because there's 10 regions. You see, these are the things that are hidden from the people of the world and here in America. It starts at the top and it goes all the way down to the mayor level. Now, in order for you to play in this game, to be part of this system, in order for you to be a mayor, then you're going to have to play by this rule book, their rule book. I hear people talk about, the mayor raised our taxes. The mayor did this. I'm like, mayors don't raise taxes on your home, property tax. No, they don't. She don't. Or they don't. Whoever it is. You can't blame the mayor for raising property tax, because the property tax comes from Bexar County. You need to put the blame where it is. And besides, Bexar County is the ones who influences the mayor. The mayor can talk to Bexar County, but that does not change a thing. Because Bexar County is the actual ones that are running the joint. Now, the mayor runs the city and the services that it provides to the citizens, but Bexar County is the one that's collecting all the money from you and your property, and they divvy it out to the city. Say, here's your portion for bringing more people in to buy the land. And every time they come in and they up something, they build something in your neighborhood or in your district, you can rest assured that property taxes are going to go up, because service costs. Everything that makes it easy for you to do in the city is going to cost you more duckies. We put up lights that don't need changing. That's going to cost. We put up buildings and other things in your area, senior citizens. All those things are going to cost. There's a price on everything. And guess what? The terrorists are all those who they call haters. That's us. I'm out of here.